order and we stand for the pledge. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. John is absent. Scott.
Here.
Mark is here by phone.
Here.
Stephanie.
Here.
Stephanie's here by Zoom. Okay. Get you guys to approve the agenda.
Can I add one thing to it, Dale?
Depends on.
It's social service board, just a quick update on that.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll put that after.
I motion to approve the agenda, including the addition.
Motion by Stephanie to approve the agenda with the inclusion of social service board. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Scott. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Barring none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. I'm gonna look over the November 4th and November 16th meeting minutes. Yes, I read them last night. I didn't notice anything that was amiss.
In the one, I just wanted to, so you guys didn't pay, DNA Mobilities, at the top, but then you did pay him on down below. But when we paid all the bills, we paid them all at once. And so we didn't want to skip a check number. So then we just put them all at the top, and then I can highlight it if that works.
Yeah, we just tabled that one till he got the explanation.
Yep.
when he came later.
So
Okay.
I didn't want to like cause, that there was a check number missing and then it ended up being at the bottom, and so that's that.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Both of them?
Yeah, well, you're talking about the special one at 16th, right, too?
Yes.
Yeah, both of them.
Motion by Scott to approve the November 4th and November 16th meeting minutes as presented. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Stephanie. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Barring none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We'll look over the vouchers for this period. This is about the end of the Binford shop project, Wayne? Yeah.
Yeah, it took a long time for that bill to come
No.
in. Work was done early last summer.
I motion to accept the expenses.
Motion by Stephanie to accept the vouchers as presented. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Scott. Any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Barring none, we'll proceed to vote. Scott?
Yes.
Mark?
Aye.
Stephanie?
Aye.
Dale votes aye. Motion carries. Wayne, you're next.
Paul, you're next.
Okay. I guess I just brought some handouts about the current project, and it's just the chip seal. Working on updating plans and getting those back to DOT. Final plans are due December 3rd, so that'll be on, hopefully still stay in February 11th, 2022 bid opening. If it isn't on that one, it'll slide to March. But with the highway bill passing, it should stay where it's at. Then on the potential projects, it's basically the same list. I did add some more detail to that for Griggs County 2 out to Red Willow, and updated some numbers on the Decker Bridge, which is now closed. I guess I added that to the description there too. So if that was to go forward, it's on the federal aid program sheet for the county, with a bid date of November 2023 currently. And to meet that schedule, we need to have a design contract in place and get the topo survey, soil borings, and field work for cultural, environmental done before the snow flies next year. So if that's gonna be a goal, then we would want to get that in the works here in the spring at the latest. But anyway, the design engineering cost for that would be approximately $125,000. It might be a little less than that. And then the local match for construction, including construction engineering. And you would be able to use federal aid for bridge funds for the construction engineering if you go through the RFP process. Would be about $255,000, so the total is about $380,000 of local funds would be needed to replace that bridge where it's at. And then we did, I guess Wayne mentioned at the last meeting that we looked at it a little, or just in general, and it doesn't seem like it'd be cost effective to replace the abutments and just try and put the bridge back together the way it is.
No.
It would have load restrictions still and width restrictions, so it doesn't make sense to try and fix it.
Do we have a traffic count on a bridge like that? Is it on a county road?
It's on a county road.
Okay.
I think the last one was like 26 or
I did.
24 a day.
Yeah.
But a lot of that's just because you can't get a truck across it. So.
Right. If it was opened up, there'd be a lot more traffic across it.
Well, it's on isn't it on a township road?
No,
County.
County 6. It's a County
County
6.
six?
County Road 6.
Okay. But does that receive federal funds?
It's not a CMC road.
Okay, so that's why it's
It's
BR.
not a
Okay,
non-FSA route, but it's,
okay. Right, so and with, since it isn't on a federal aid route, then we wouldn't be able to use federal funds for the design either, so.
But we can for construction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then the handout has the federal aid program sheet too, that you guys just signed that 2 months ago, so I'm sure you're familiar with that one. And then I brought Ryan Bjork from our office too. We're not changing staff or anything. I
No.
just wanted to introduce him since he actually lives in Griggs County. He's worked for KLJ for 2 years now, out of our Devils Lake office, but lives in the northwest corner.
Lives in a bad neighborhood.
Tough neighbors anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was all I had. I guess just hadn't seen you guys for a while, so I figured I'd stop by.
and as far as that bridge goes, I've received a few complaints, but not too many.
Well,
What they didn't know why was their main question of why it was closed. And so I told them we were told by the state we had to close it, should close it immediately, and so we did. And it doesn't mean it's permanently closed, but it's gonna be a while, so.
yeah. Looks
One
like-
guy appreciated it because it cut down the traffic.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'd be able to get to my place in the wintertime. So,
Well, I guess I did have one other thing. I forgot that I handed out the printout of the Prairie Dog Funds where they sit through October. And basically looks like it's been accruing about $50 million a month. And at that rate, it's kind of questionable whether the buckets would fully fill by the end of the biennium. But that would be in, I guess, August of '23, which would be too late to use that for local share for the design, but you might be able to use it for construction. So, I think it looks, I mean, at the current rate, they would partially fill at least,
Well,
but maybe not 100%.
has the legislature come to a conclusion how they're gonna allocate their COVID money towards road projects?
Yeah. Yeah, they haven't decided
Haven't
yet.
heard about it yet.
Yeah.
Just had something on that here too. Terry Trainer. I don't know if you get.
Yeah,
emails.
I
You get
got some of
emails that
them,
says
but I-
official, so I don't know
Yeah.
who it all goes to. That's just talked a little bit about the American Rescue Plan. And of course, regular legislative sessions, sometimes things change quite rapidly. This is much more true in what's supposed to be a 5-day special session. And that is the case with more than 6 variations of road funding scenarios that have been discussed and discarded just since yesterday. Senate Appropriations Committee discovered that the House version of House Bill 1505 allocating $100 million through the Highway Distribution Fund would actually shift $43 million to cities, leaving counties with only $56 million. As everyone agreed, $100 million for counties was the goal, they knew they had to come up with a better way, so they returned to the concept of proportional distribution based upon the Upper Great Plains Transportation Institute 20-year road needs by county. However, the House is insistent on a carve-out for bridges. To get concurrence, the Senate needed to, to figure out a way to dedicate $25 million to county bridges. One of the many concepts was $75 million by need and $25 million to NDOT. But the alternative that prevailed in the Senate committee was $80 million by need with a cap at $3 million per county. This rolls up as the attached chart shows, and I've got copies here if you want. $4.65 million from the large urban and oil counties, which would, when combined with the remaining amount, puts $24.65 million to North Dakota DOT for grants to counties for county bridge projects based on an application process developed by the Department of Transportation. As you can imagine, no one is totally pleased with this result, especially after seeing many other scenarios that were better and worse for the particular constituent counties. Right now, it looks like this is where it's headed.
If they do it off need-based, a road with low traffic is gonna be pretty low down on
If it goes
the,
by traffic, well, then
Yeah.
we're gonna be on the low end of the
yeah.
totem pole. So, I just printed that out for you. Just to-
They should look at the
Wish.
distance between river crossings.
Yeah.
'Cause It's
Another.
it's quite a ways between crossings in Griggs County compared to Nelson County here.
Yeah. I'll leave one for Stephanie. Samantha.
Well, and speaking of the distances between, to go around or to get to another crossing, it's only 2 miles upstream to go on the Decker Bridge to get to the North Dakota 45, but to get from one end of the bridge to the other, it's a pretty long detour.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
did you bring maps last time?
I didn't.
I think it was 12 miles
It's
one
like
way.
12 miles, I think, around,
The shortest route using township roads.
see, if you go past the Ottawa Church, well, you can't
You can't go south,
till
you can't
you
go south.
45 and then come
Correct.
back again.
Yeah, so I think that's why that got approved as a bridge project
Yeah.
by the state.
The guys did put up no snow removal signs,
Oh, yeah.
and boy, that raised some eyebrows.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you can't cross the bridge,
That's
I-
where, how can I get to my farm?
well, you could
Depends upon how bad it gets.
plow snow as far as their driveway, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you would anyway, it's
Only
just,
one person that lives.
yeah.
That's it, I think.
All right, thanks, Paul. Thanks, Wayne. Social services, Scott.
We had a meeting here November 4th up in Griggs Ranch up there, and a couple things were brought up. The one thing we need to replace, as you know before, Mary explained that we have to, one commissioner's got to go off the board.
Yeah.
Somebody at large. So I contacted the first initial person I talked to, and she's turned us down because she had too many things going on. And I contacted the second person, and he won't say yes, he won't say no, but I think we'll see what happens. But he's thinking about it.
Oh,
But he'll let us know ahead of time before the end of December which way he's going to go.
sure.
So that's the latest on that. So we're working on it.
I've got a name of somebody
Okay.
that used to work for social services that
Might be interested too.
could be interested. I
Okay.
haven't spoken to her, but
Okay.
I just
Go from that'd be good because we'll see what this guy does first. But and then Mary's leaving December 10th.
Yeah,
And in the meantime, we'll get an intern director, and she'll be we have okay. She's it's a Jill something out of the Cavalier Panama area, that region up there, and she'll take over once Mary leaves till we find somebody permanent.
no.
That's the plan in that one. So that's the latest on all of that. So
Okay.
that's what we're working on. Okay. And it sounds like I'll stay on and Steph will probably go off.
Okay.
So yeah, I heard. Yeah. Don't cheer too loud there. Yeah. Okay. That's it.
All right. Thanks, Scott.
Yep.
Okay, we got water board appointment. Is there something in the packet here?
Should have been on page 10 and 11. So Mr. Randy Hoverson has agreed to fill out Fred Lucan's term. I do need a
We
motion
need a
from
motion
you.
to appoint him.
And then do you want to do Tom Dawes as well, since we're already there? Do you want me to bring that back to you?
I suppose we just will wait till
Okay.
gets closer.
Sounds good. I will bring it back up on your last meeting in December.
I suppose we need to reappoint somebody a couple months before they're
Right.
done. So if I could get a motion to appoint Randy Hoverson to the,
I'll make the motion to appoint Randy Overson to fill out the term of Fred Lukens.
motion by Mark to appoint Randy Hoverson to fill out the unfilled term of Fred Lukens on the Griggs County Water Resource District. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Scott. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Barring none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We've got property that didn't sell on the tax sale in some lots in Binford, and as we've done in the past with properties like this, we sell them back to the city for $1, and we both have to abate our taxes prior to that.
Yep. So I'll need you guys to do a motion to abate the taxes, and then we will wait until Binford abates the specials, and then we'll be able to sell it to them for the $1, and I'll bring the deed to you guys at that time.
And then they'll be able to get it back on the tax rolls. Otherwise, it just would sit on the county books and nothing would happen to it. So
Okay.
I'll make the motion to abate the taxes on this property.
motion by Stephanie to abate Griggs County share of the taxes owed on property in Binford. Do we have a parcel number?
No, I can
Oh,
get
here we go. Parcel number 4001054994. I might have said that right. I'd double check that, Sam.
Okay, I got you.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mark. Any discussion? Well, any discussion? Any discussion? Barring none, we'll proceed to vote. Do we have to roll call this?
I don't know.
Probably it has to do with money.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Scott?
Yep.
Scott votes aye. Mark?
Aye.
Stephanie?
Aye.
Dale votes aye. Motion carries. Do we need a separate motion to sell it to the city of Binford?
No, but I will do that.
You
at
can
a-
do that under your,
Yeah, I'll do that at a
Already.
later time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
okay, is Jamie gonna talk to us about the redistricting?
Jamie, are you on?
Yeah, I sure can. We've got a redistricting set up. Every county is statutorily required to look at redistricting after the census. We have to set up our first meeting. I think it's within 90 days of the census being released. That's somewhere around the 15th of December. I believe it's chairman of the board, myself, Samantha's secretary. There's a person appointed by the Township Association, a person appointed by the largest city within the county, and then there's a person appointed by the remaining city, just one person appointed by those cities, and then we have to meet. The standard for what we need to look at when redistricting, if the county did the elections at large and didn't have any districts, we wouldn't have to look at redistricting. We would have to have a redistricting meeting, but we wouldn't have to do anything. Since we're district and district vote, we have to look at redistricting. Each district has to be within 10% of the average size of the district. If they're not, then we have to look at redistricting. Sam might have gotten the numbers from the Association of Counties by now, and I'm not sure what we're looking at, but if I remember right, I do think we're probably going to have to look at making some changes.
I'm still working on getting those numbers from that gentleman as to what our population is now versus what the census. But I did get the name of the gentleman, so I'll be getting those. I did send out letters to all of the township supervisors, and I will be holding a special meeting on November 23rd.
23rd or 24th?
23rd or 24th.
One of those two, I can't remember.
Yeah.
I got the letter, so.
So then I will get the township supervisor member at that time. I did reach out to the city of Cooperstown since they are the largest city. They will be hopefully hosting a special meeting to decide on theirs, because their meeting is actually the day before our redistricting meeting, so that would kind of be a crunch. But so we're hopefully getting somewhere on there. And I did contact Hannaford and Binford, and I haven't heard anything back from them yet. So.
And at that one on the 23rd, 24th, so basically what you're asking for, every township send one supervisor to the meeting. Is that what you're after?
Well,
Or something like that.
it's supposed to be all the supervisors are supposed to come
Or representative.
to nominate somebody. So
For the whole crew.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. Yep, that's what we're after. And so with the two cities having to come up with somebody, that might be a little, me and Jamie were kind of talking about that might be a little difficult for them to kind of come up with, agree on somebody to represent both of them. So that might have to be a name that you guys throw out, and then we ask them if that will work. But hopefully I get something back from them.
I got a few days. So.
Yeah.
Is there any deadline for this to be done?
It has to be
First
done
meeting.
by December 16th.
The first meeting has to be held by December 16th. We don't have to be done with it, but the first meeting has to be held.
Okay.
So. So that's that.
Do you want to give us a little tutorial on our summons we got?
Actually, I haven't seen that yet. But my guess what it is, after talking to Dale, it sounds like there's something that was done insufficient in 1917. So what my belief of it is that it's going to be, or it is just kind of a formality. It's nothing that we need to be worried about. People do quiet titles quite often, and it's just to clear up some insufficiency in a title or in a chain of title that was done at some point that wasn't caught. Usually you see something like this happening if there's a title opinion that's done for transfer of land, or if someone's borrowing some money to get to build something on some land or buy some land. That's usually when these things show up. Usually the county or an individual doesn't have an ownership interest any longer in it, or has transferred their ownership interest, but there's just something that's insufficient in the way that ownership is transferred. And that's what it sounds like what happened with the counties.
Yeah, it looked like to me it's the property's being sold, and this is, if we don't respond, it just goes away. Is that correct?
Right, so
Yeah.
yeah, well, if we don't respond to it, and I'll look at it closer, if we don't respond within the statutory days, they'll just get a judgment by default. And
Yeah.
if there's no reason, there likely is no reason to respond.
Right. I think we got 21 days, and the county's involvement was from 1927 or something, if I remember correctly. So I don't think we have any interest. Well, I know we have no interest. All right. Thanks, Jamie.
Yep.
Okay, the modifiers.
So you guys just have to approve the list of modifiers. You guys have usually just always kept them the same. And I just have to report the list to the state.
So if I could get a motion to approve to leave the modifiers as they are.
I'll make the motion, Dale.
Motion by Scott to leave the modifiers the county is currently using for soil types in effect. Is there a second?
I can second.
Second by Stephanie. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Barring none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Looks like we're down to Courthouse Holidays.
So every year you guys, it's been kind of a process that we send out an email to ask the employees if they would like to take a no pay for the day after Thanksgiving, or have to take vacation time, and the majority wins, and then you guys make a motion to either close the courthouse or we're open. The majority vote this year was that they will take vacation time or no pay for that day, so I just need a motion that we were able to close the courthouse for that day.
I'll make a motion to
I
close.
so move.
Okay.
Motion by Scott, seconded by Mark, to have the courthouse closed on November 26th, is that correct?
So, yeah.
For the Thanksgiving holiday. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Barring none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
We also have a question about Christmas this year.
I think it's canceled due to the supply chain issues.
Christmas Day?
I guess that's funny.
I got my stash. I'm causing some of it. So the policy manual says that if a holiday lands on a Saturday, it is observed on that Friday. If it lands on a Sunday, it's observed on Monday. This year, Christmas, and then we have half a day of Christmas Eve and then all day of Christmas Day. Christmas lands on a Saturday this year, so we should observe it on Friday, but that's Christmas Eve. Wondering what you guys would like to do, if we can do the half a day of Christmas Eve observed on the 23rd and then all day the 24th off, or your guys' thoughts on that.
I would assume you can do it on either end of the weekend.
Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't have an opinion one way or the other, which is,
Okay. So either half a day of the 24th and then the 27th, or half the day of the 23rd and then the full day of the 24th.
See what the employees want to do,
Okay,
and we can vote on it next meeting.
sounds good. Perfect.
yeah, that sounds good. It depends on, might want to have the weather forecast before you make that
Right,
decision.
right.
Yeah.
But see what people want to do, and just,
Okay,
because it's laid out in the policy manual,
yeah,
they get that day, so.
yeah. Perfect.
And I can, yeah, that should be all right. Old courthouse, new courthouse.
I did a little checking into the water bill
Yeah,
the other day, and we might share the same curb stop. Otherwise, there's really no reason why they've got a meter in both of them is what the deal is. But if we've got two different curb stops, we can shut some off. And I'd much rather see the water shut off outside of the building, than inside of the building like it is now with the main valve. But, they're going to get back to me, and I'll give you an update as soon as I hear.
okay.
It's not a big deal either way, but it's something.
Well, no use paying a meter fee for a meter that's never going to run again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I suppose we could, if the valve shut off, we could take the meter and give it back to them.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, it sounds like it's more a thing with the curb stop. Make sure that we don't share the same curb stop for the new building and the old building. Otherwise, they'll shut us off outside.
Yeah.
But I think right now, Brian was telling me that he said that there's a meter on the outside that he'd been running a heat tape to. And what they told me was that I believe we'll be able to unhook that heat tape anyway. And because they no longer use those tapes and meters anymore, they put the new ones in the basements.
Okay. Well, it saves the county a little money if we don't pay that, so.
Well, yeah, it's a little bit, but it ain't much.
Well,
But it more of a bigger deal is if you get a water line break in between and push fills the basement with water or whatever.
sure. Anything else on old courthouse, new courthouse?
Where are we at as far as hearing from the State Historical Society of Weaver?
I'm not sure. Jamie, did you ever send a letter to them?
I'll take a look when I come to Cooper. I don't remember if I did or not. I have not heard anything. I think I did send something off to him. I'll take a look when I come back to Cooper next week.
Perfect.
Future business.
The only
I
thing,
have one thing for you guys. I got an email with some settlement paperwork or some paperwork to at least look at the settlement for the opioid litigation. Before I sign anything, talk with you guys about it at the next meeting.
Okay.
Abby McCardle would like to come and talk to you guys about the sign that's located in the courthouse grounds out there. But she was unable to attend today, so she will attend, hopefully to attend the next meeting. It's not a big push right now because it's winter, but she would like to.
I think they wanted to put a scrolling sign that gives community information out.
Okay.
They wanted to.
Yeah.
So she'll be here to kind of talk about that. That's about all I got.
Any other future business?
I'm moving to adjourn.
Motion by Stephanie to adjourn. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Scott. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Barring none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned at 3:07 p.m. Next meeting is December 2nd at 2:30 in this room.